Speaking from a human rights perspective, certainly the death penalty is a cause of great concern to us, because regardless of the crime and regardless of the convicted person, the death penalty constitutes cruel and inhuman punishment. And really the true test of respect for human rights comes when the human rights of someone who has violated in unspeakable ways the human rights of many millions of people comes into play. And that's why we are opposed in principle to the execution of Saddam. The feeling, in a sense, breaks down, and we need a more, I think, that the tribunal the U.S. government brought into being, I think, was ill-suited for the tasks and the difficult terrain it had to operate on. And I think the result is a lost opportunity in creating that kind of historical record of individual responsibility for unspeakable crimes. So that's my charge as to the Bush administration. I was there for the start of the trial in October 2005. We think that a term of life imprisonment with no possibility of parole would be a much better and much smarter step for the Iraqi government. And I say that because our concern is that if they go forward and execute Saddam, then really the message that's sent is that it's business as usual when it comes to dealing with opponents of the regime. And Saddam Hussein put to death, countless thousands by hanging. To do the same to him, I don't think will be helpful in building respect for human rights and respect for the rule of law in a future Iraq. Really, I think this trial has to stand the test of time. It has to be able to be a reference point for the future to indicate in indisputable way, the way the Nuremberg trials did, what happened and who was responsible. I think the problem with the lack of fairness in the trial and the moves to execution is that it will ensure that this tribunal, the trial itself and the verdict, will not withstand close scrutiny by history, thus depriving not only Iraqis, but the international community as a whole of an indisputable reference point for what happened and who was responsible.